Once upon a time, in a land where dreams came alive, there was a little girl named Lila who discovered a magical door that led to the most extraordinary adventures. Tonight, let us follow Lila as she embarks on a journey that will teach us the true meaning of courage, friendship, and the power of believing in ourselves. Lila was a curious 7-year-old girl with a wild imagination. She lived in a small cottage at the edge of the Whispering Woods, a place where the trees seemed to hum with secrets and the stars twinkled like tiny lanterns in the night sky. Lila loved exploring the woods, but her favorite time of day was bedtime. That was when her grandmother would sit by her bed and tell her stories of faraway lands and magical creatures. One evening, as Lila was getting ready for bed, she noticed something unusual. A faint, golden light was glowing from under her bed. Curious, she knelt down and peeked underneath. To her amazement, she saw a small, ornate door, no bigger than her hand. The door was carved with intricate patterns of stars and moons, and it seemed to beckon her to open it. Without hesitation, Lila reached out and turned the tiny doorknob. To her surprise, the door swung open, revealing a swirling portal of shimmering colors. A soft voice whispered, "Step through, brave one. Your dreams await." Lila took a deep breath and stepped into the portal. She felt a rush of warmth as she was transported to a magical realm called Dreamland. The sky above was a gradient of pastel colors, and the ground was covered in soft, glowing flowers that lit up with every step she took. In the distance, she saw a castle made of clouds, and floating lanterns shaped like butterflies drifted lazily through the air. As she marveled at the beauty of Dreamland, a small, fluffy creature with wings like a dragonfly landed on her shoulder. "Hello, Lila," it chirped. "I am Zephyr, your guide in Dreamland. Welcome to the land of dreams." Lila smiled. "Thank you, Zephyr. But why am I here?" Zephyr fluttered its wings and replied, "Dreamland is a place where dreams come true, but it needs your help. A shadow has fallen over the land, and the dream keeper has been trapped by the Nightmare King. Only someone pure of heart and brave of spirit can save him." Lila's eyes widened. "I'll help. But how?" Zephyr explained that to reach the Dream Keeper, Lila would need to collect 3 magical keys hidden across Dreamland. Each key was guarded by a challenge that would test her courage, kindness, and wisdom. The first key was hidden in the Forest of Whispers, where the trees spoke in riddles. Lila and Zephyr ventured deep into the forest, where they encountered a wise old oak tree. The tree asked Lila a riddle. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" Lila thought for a moment and then smiled. "You're an echo." The old oak tree nodded, impressed by her wisdom. "You have passed the first test. Here is the first key." The second key was guarded by the River of Memories, where the water held the reflections of one's past. Lila and Zephyr crossed a bridge over the river, but as they did, Lila saw her reflection change. She saw herself as a baby, then as a toddler, and finally as a young girl. The reflection spoke to her, saying, "To find the second key, you must let go of your fears." Lila realized that she had always been afraid of the dark, but she knew that fear was just a shadow that couldn't hurt her. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and let go of her fear. The reflection smiled and handed her the second key. The third key was hidden in the Castle of Dreams, where the Nightmare King had imprisoned the Dream Keeper. Lila and Zephyr approached the castle, but they were stopped by a fierce dragon. The dragon roared, "Only those who show true kindness can pass." Lila looked at the dragon and noticed that it had a thorn stuck in its paw. Without hesitation, she approached the dragon and gently removed the thorn. The dragon's eyes softened and it bowed its head. "You have shown me kindness. The third key is yours." With all three keys in hand, Lila and Zephyr entered the Castle of Dreams. They found the Dream Keeper, a kind old man with a long white beard, trapped in a cage of shadows. Lila used the keys to unlock the cage and the shadows dissipated. The Dream Keeper smiled at Lila. "Thank you, brave one. You have saved Dreamland." As a reward, the Dream Keeper gave Lila a magical amulet that would allow her to visit Dreamland whenever she wanted. With a wave of his hand, he sent her back to her room, where she woke up in her bed, the amulet glowing softly on her chest. That night, as Lila drifted off to sleep, she realized that the greatest magic of all was the magic within herself. She had learned that courage wasn't about being fearless, but about facing your fears. Kindness wasn't about grand gestures, but about small acts of compassion. And wisdom wasn't about knowing all the answers, but about trusting your heart. As she closed her eyes, she whispered, "Dreamland is real, and so is the magic in us all." And with that, she fell into a deep, peaceful sleep, ready to dream once more.